Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay and this is All Things Kay, and I want to thank you so much for coming back and joining me on another video. So in this video I am going to do a get ready with me using some of the recent products that I hauled in my collective beauty haul. So we're gonna use the Hourglass palette. I customized mine and this is in the dragon packaging, but this is palette number 3, which is the darkest palette. I'm also going to use my Natasha Denona. This is the I Need a Warm palette. And we're gonna test out the Mario powder. This is the Surrealskin Soft Blur Setting Powder, and I have mine in 3 Neutral Peach. We're gonna test out the Kulfi concealer, but I think I might mix it with the Natasha Denona concealer because this one is way too light, and I'm thinking this one won't give me the amount of highlighting that I need. And we're gonna also test out the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation. Now, since I bought this foundation, I have been losing my summer tan, and this is a little bit dark, so I may need to mix in another foundation. I am tempted to buy another shade, especially now that the Sephora sale is going on while I'm filming this video. This video will be out after the sale is over, but yeah, I'm tempted to buy another one, but then I'm thinking I have other foundations that are like light in my collection that I can use and mix with it right now. So do I really need another shade? You know, no, trying to be responsible. And yeah, so we'll jump into the video. As you can see, my brows are already done. I'm having a hard time with my brows. I'm trying to use some of the products that are in my collection that I don't really love, but I'm just trying to use them up. And yeah, I don't know, I'm not loving my brows lately. I feel like I need to go back to like my OG products like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but we'll see. So the brows are done. I've already canceled out the color on my eyelids because I have really dark upper eyelids, so I like to use concealer as my base. But I do go in with the Urban Decay primer first, and then the concealer, and then I set it just so that I have a nice base to start with. And let's jump into I Need a Warm. And I've been playing around with this palette and I'm liking it a lot. I'm gonna go into this shade Ripe, which is a transition shade for me, and I'm gonna use, this is the Rose & Ben E29 brush, and I'm just gonna blend that out and build that up in the crease. So that's what the shade Ripe looks like on my skin tone. It's a really nice transition color. Okay, I zoomed you guys in a bit. I felt like the camera was too far back. Now, I did pick up the 3 Shodo brushes from Refer. These are what they look like. And I'm going to go in with the Shodo number 3. I've used this one already and I really like it, and I'm going to go into the shade, I think, Flashover, this one here, to start to add some depth to this look. Okay, so that shade's really nice for adding depth. Now I'm wondering if I should do a halo eye. Maybe I'll bring that on the inner part of my eye here and just build that up, and we'll do a halo eye. Haven't done a halo eye in a minute. I really like this brush because you can pack color on and then start to blend it out at the same time, just like that. Okay, so now that I have those colors laid down, I'm just gonna go back in with my transition shade, which is this one Ripe, and that same brush, and just blend out the edges before I go into the, I think the darkest color is Pep. I'm gonna go into that one and deepen it up a bit more. But first, let's start to blend out the edges here. You might hear my toddler in the background. He has this cough ever since he started daycare and I can't get rid of it. I've tried everything. We have a humidifier, we've done Vicks, we've done every home remedy you can think of. to try and get this cough, you know, under control, but it's like that dreaded daycare cough. So you might hear him coughing or running around or crying. He's with his dad in the background. Okay, that looks good. Okay, what I'm gonna go in with now to darken it up is this shade here, which is Pep. I just want to see how it layers, and I'm gonna use the Refer Shodo number 2. That's the shape of that brush, and start to build it up. Yeah, it's definitely building up. It's like a black and brown. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna take the Shodo number 3 with no extra product on it and just blend that out as I go. And it's gonna be a back and forth thing here. When you're working, when you're doing like a halo eye look, you kind of have to blend, build as you go. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And I must say, when I first looked at this palette, I didn't think that there was enough depth in it. I felt like this shade here wasn't dark enough, but I think it's dark enough. I am eating my words now. The only thing that I think could be darker is probably if she had a black in here. But right now, I think this is a really nice look, and it is definitely giving me enough depth for the looks that I like to do. I think I want to go in with this shade first, which is called Dynamism, that one. And then, ooh, Push is pretty too. Do I want to go in with Push? Let me swatch these two and see what I'm feeling like. Push is pretty. So this is Push and that's Snug. They're both gorgeous. I think I'm gonna go with Snug on the center part of the lid, but first let's go into Dynamism. Let me find a brush. Let's go in with the Refer number 28. Just put that on the outer portion here. Oh, I definitely have fallout, but I took a lot up on the brush. Fallout doesn't bug me, but I know it's a problem for a lot of people. Let's see how this shade works with my finger. Oh yeah, it's definitely better with a finger. Oh, that shade is so pretty. Is this camera even doing this justice? Look. Now for the center shade, I'm gonna go in with this shade here, Snug. But, oh, Homie is quite pretty too, this one. I think I'm gonna change my mind and go in with Homie. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with Homie with a finger, and I'm gonna put that directly in the center. Just like that. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Just gonna use the brush here that I used with the shade Dynamism and just blend those in together. Back and forth, like I said, it's always a back and forth thing here when you do a halo eye. Okay, I'm just gonna blend out and clean this up a bit, and then I will come back and we'll do an inner corner shade. So now for the inner corner, I'm contemplating if I want to keep it matte and go in with this shade Mellow. That should be light enough for me. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I think I like that. And just keep all the shimmer on the center. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a nice brightening shade for if you're around my complexion, that works nicely. That's the look. Okay, I'm gonna put on some liner and lashes and some mascara and Then we'll come back and start on the face before I do the lower lash line. I am back, lashes are on, and I already went in and primed my face with the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filt'R Instant Retouch Primer. I put that all over my face, and then for the center of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Glowish Blur Jam by Huda Beauty. I think she got rid of this line and she came out with the new primer, which is the Easy Blur Silicone-free Primer. They said it's the exact same thing, just a little bit thinner in consistency so you can squeeze it out in a tube. This is what this primer looks like. So I'm just gonna put some of this where my pores are just to help minimize the pores a bit, just in the center here. And then down in my fine lines. And I just press that in. And it's like cooling on the skin. Down in my small lines. And I can see a little bit of a blurring effect, but I doubt the camera is gonna pick that up. And then I'm gonna bring a little bit here on my forehead. Okay, and like I said earlier, I want to use this foundation here, but it's starting to get dark for me because this is my summer shade. So I'm going to mix it with a foundation that I'm not really a fan of, but I've mixed these two together and they work nicely together. So I'm gonna go in with the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation, and this is in the shade Medium Deep 2.3 Moorea. And this one is really yellow on my skin. I do have a really yellow golden undertone, but this one is like mustard. So mixing these two together seem to work really nicely. And it gives a nice finish on the skin. I don't know, every NARS foundation I've ever tried, I've always had issue with the shades. They have so much shades and undertones, but it's hard to find your correct shade and undertone with it. So I'm just gonna mix those two together on my hand, and I'm just gonna put it on the skin there. And the finish of these two together is so nice. Go in with my Smashbox brush. Oh, these two together look so good. Look at my skin. But it's the finish for me, the two of them together. I don't like that NARS foundation on its own either. But I do love the Huda on its own. I'm trying not to buy another shade. If you have those two foundations, just mix them and see what you guys think, because look, even in person, I hope you guys can see what I'm seeing. Put a little bit more around my mouth here. And the two of them together give like pretty much full coverage. There. See, as you can see, it's still quite yellow, but we'll correct that with some concealer. But it's not as dark as it is if I just use the Huda by itself. Now for concealer. First, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. This is the Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. I forgot to haul this in that collective haul, but I do have it, and I have it in the shade Tan Deep, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of that under the eyes. So that's what Tan Deep looks like. I'm just gonna put it right where I have all this darkness here. Really hydrating and feels nice under the eye. And now we're gonna go in with this Kulfi concealer first. A couple dabs of that. As you can see, it's pretty much my skin tone. Doesn't really highlight that much. But I do like the formula. It's really nice and creamy. I'll go in with a little bit of the Natasha Denona, and this is in YN9 Hella Light. And the Kulfi is in Cherry Pink. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that just to lighten this up a bit. But it can get light, real quick. And I'm gonna go in with my Sephora Pro Concealer brush. This is the number 71. And just start to blend that out. Just to highlight a little in the center of my face. And just dab that out with the sponge. Did that do much highlighting? I don't know. I gotta be really careful with that Charlotte Tilbury one. Not Charlotte Tilbury, with the Natasha Denona concealer, because it's really light. But the Kulfi and the Natasha Denona together, they're so nice. The formulas are so good. Okay, you see that shade, those mixed together give me the perfect shade. That's how I like my under eyes highlighted. Just a shade or two lighter than my skin. Perfect. Now for the Makeup by Mario powder, it's going with that to set under the eyes. Let's get that all over the puff. Go in with the brush again. Get out any creasing. Ooh, that is nice and smooth. Look at that. You guys can see that. I'm pretty sure you guys can pick that up on the camera. Look how this sets so nicely. Now we're gonna jump into the Hourglass palette and finish the rest of the face. So usually I go in with like a cream contour, but I'm just gonna bronze today with the powder in here. So this is the color Bronze Heat, and I'm also interested in testing out this blush here. I've swatched it and I'm not sure how it's going to show up on my skin tone, so I'm really interested to see if anything shows up, because I'm not sure why it's in the dark palette, because it's pretty light. Now I think they could have added more pigment to this and kept it that shade, just made it darker, and it would have looked beautiful on darker skin tone. So we'll see. So let's bronze with Bronze Heat first, and I'm going to use the brush that I picked up with it when I purchased the palette, and let's see how this bronzer looks. Okay, so that is definitely showing up on my skin tone. And that's actually really beautiful. That's actually really nice. Now I think Hourglass should have came out with like a fourth palette, because this works for my skin tone and maybe a couple shades darker, but like my rich ebony sisters, this probably won't work on them, or it will be really subtle if it does. But I really like this. Yeah, this is nice. It's nice. I'm not even gonna front like it's not. Now let's do the nose. Now for the blush, and this blush is called Desert Flush. It's a beautiful color. It just needs to have more pigment to it. So let's see. That's how it picks up on the brush. See how it looks there. You know what? It's actually showing up. I can see it. I hope you guys can. This is without and this is with. And it's actually a beautiful color, but it's really light. Like this is my third time building it up. It's nice though. Like this is like a everyday go with anything type of blush on my skin tone. Or like if I did a smoky eye and a nude lip and I just wanted a nude blush, it's actually really pretty. But again, Like, I have to go in a couple times to build this up for it to show up. And I'm not even sure if you guys can pick it up. I'm thinking you guys can pick it up on the camera. I can definitely pick it up. Now this shade here, I have to be really careful with because I've seen how pigmented it can get on darker women than me, and it's really pigmented on them. So I'm like, you know, nervous. But this works for me. Anybody darker than me, it's not gonna work for. Maybe 1 or 2 shades darker and it will be really light, because you guys can see how much times I've dipped in and have gone back. Like 4 times now. But I do like this. I would leave this like that, but I wanna test out this red blush, which is called Red O. Now, I gotta be really light on it because I'm afraid this can go left. It's already showing up. Oh, and that's beautiful too. But that one, I barely, like, I don't need to go in anymore on that side. Dabbed a little bit more. If you're my skin tone or lighter, you gotta be real careful with that. Maybe this lighter shade is to help blend out the red blush, just in case you get carried away. Because both of them together look gorgeous, and that's probably how I'm gonna wear it, is wear both of them together. But I do actually like that shade that I was saying. What is it doing in here? Because it's very subtle. It's very subtle for a dark palette. Now I'm excited for the highlighters. Okay, I gotta wipe my brush off. Wipe off the bronze, the side that I use for the bronzer, and we're gonna go in with the highlighter because I like the point on here and I feel like it will fit nicely on the top of the cheek. Now the highlighters I'm excited for because I'm a highlighter girl. I will always be. I love a bling-in highlight. And I'm gonna go in, I kind of want to try this one right here, which is like a blush topper. And that one is Highlighter Radiant Rose Strobe Light. So let's see. Let me put this higher up. Oh my goodness, that's stunning. It's like a glowy blush topper. That's stunning. Now on the other side, I'm gonna go in with this first shade, which is the Gilded Strobe Light. Let me turn the brush over. Put this here. You guys, that is beautiful on the skin. So this one is the Radiant Rose Strobe Light, which I love, and this one is the Gilded Strobe Light, which I love. There's a finishing powder in here, which is called the Eternal Light, which is this shade here. And then I also have a finishing powder from Rare Beauty, which I've been loving. So I'm gonna go in with this, in with my Refer number 25, this big fluffy brush, and go into the Rare Beauty powder. And just buff that all over the skin. You guys, I am loving my makeup right now. Loving it. So I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna finish the lower lash line, put some mascara on the lower lashes, and then I'll come back and we'll jump into the lip. Okay, we are back. Look. Just look at the skin. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. The eyes are completed. Let me tell you what I used. I went in with the Sephora 12-Hour Colorful Crayon in Tiramisu in the lower lash line. And then I used this brush. This is the Refer Shodo number 2. And the 2 darkest shades in the palette. These 2 here. So Pep and Flashover. and I just buffed out the lower lash line, and then right on the lower inner corner I went into the shade Elm, which is this one here, just to add a little sparkle there. And that's the look, and I am loving it. On the lower lashes I went in with the Bad Gal Bang mascara, and it found lashes I didn't even know I had. Like, this mascara, really, really good. I am loving. I have this one in a sample size, and I have the Fan Fest, and these two are from Benefit, and I love both of them. They are really good mascaras. So that's what I have on the skin, but I'm just saying, like, it looks good. Now let's go into lips. I have the Fenty. This is the Gloss Bomb Stick in the shade Riri. Now I gotta find a liner. I'm thinking the liner I'm going to use is the Plum Lip Liner from MAC. I think the two of those will look good together. I just love MAC's Plum Lip Liner for any of my mauve-y, pinky lipsticks. And this is Riri. This formula, everything. Oh, look, you guys. This is the final look, you guys. So I'm gonna go get dressed, and then we're going to go over everything and wrap up this video. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and I'm telling you guys, I am loving this makeup look. Everything I used, I love. I'm telling you guys, the skin, if you guys have these two foundations, the Huda Beauty Easy Blur and the NARS, this is the, what is this? Radiant Longwear, Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Mix those two formulas together and look. And I think it matches me well. I don't think it's too far off. Maybe if this was a tad bit lighter, but I'm just trying not to buy another one of these foundations because I have a lot of foundations I need to use. But these two together, love. And I must say, so far, I'm really liking the Mario powder. I love how under my eyes look. It's really nice, really smooth. I think I like it better than the Huda because I'm not a huge fan of the Huda powder, but this one I really like. And the eyeshadow palette, this eye look, I can't wait to create more looks. Like, this is gonna be a staple palette in my collection. This is a beautiful nude palette. I know that it's a I need a warm, but this is a nude palette for, you know, people my complexion and deeper, because a lot of the colors don't pull that warm on me. They pull more neutral because probably because I have a warm undertone. Does that happen? Or am I just making that up? But I really like this palette. Highly, highly recommend it. And the Hourglass palette, you guys, I know it's pricey, but this palette is really nice. Like my cheeks, my bronzer, my blush, my highlighter, come on. I can't say nothing more about that because that's really nice. And now for the concealers that I use, I always talk about the Natasha Denona concealer. That's why I got a lighter shade. Still the wrong shade, but I can mix it with the one that I already have. But this Kulfi formula is so nice. I forgot who I got this recommendation from, who was raving about it, but this is a really nice, smooth formula. I need another shade in this now because I want to mix the two of them together to give me the shade that I want. These two mixed together gave me this beautiful highlighted under eye. It's not too much, but you know, it's there. I love it. I love these formulas. These two formulas, this is a new favorite. This Kulfi concealer is a new favorite. I love it. And the lip, my MAC pencils are always going to be a favorite, but I'm definitely purchasing more of these. This formula, I love a glowy lip. I love the Tarte one, the Tarte Maracuja one. Those are some of my favorite ones. I just love glossy, glowy lips. and this formula is it. The Rare Beauty powder, you guys, if you haven't tried this as a finishing powder, you need it, and it's nice for touching up too. I have mine in the shade Honey, and the skin, everything that I've used today that put together this look, I love. There's nothing that I was like iffy about. Everything I love. So this was a good testing new makeup of recent things that I hauled. And again, if you guys haven't seen that haul, I'll link it up here in the iCards and you guys go check it out. And let me know what you think of this look. Let me know what your favorite product was that I used. And let me know if you love any of these products. Let's get a conversation going on in the comment section down below. And if you've made it this far, leave a little red heart so I know you made it this far. And if this is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload another video. And until next time, bye guys.